na, na, na. Good morning, boys and girls, friends, lovers, children of all ages. No. Did I get that right? Is it a good morning? I don't know. It is morning. Chris Powers, I see you're lurking. It's early and we're working. I want to remind everybody that sees this video, whether it's live now or future, to go to truetube.live, TRUTUBE.LIVE for the latest videos and stuff that you're not going to see on all the other channels that I broadcast. Starting April 1st, TrueTube will be rolling out, not April 1st, that's an April Fool's joke. TrueTube.live, thank you. So here we are. We have the usual players. There's Evan Dreyer, who of course is getting your emails this morning. If you go to pages like Occupy Denver and Boycott the Urban Camping Ban on Facebook, I Am a Human on Twitter, and so many more, who are saying, let's stop the sweeps when we're expecting what could be one of the top 10 blizzards in the occupied history of the land we call Colorado. Don't forget, the message to the mayor is an I Am a Human campaign. And these workers here were indeed part of a crew who yesterday just walked up on people, started just grabbing stuff while they weren't even finished packing. So hopefully we have a little change in the mentality this morning. It seems that way. It's a little bit more quieter. And they have cut the whole street off, not half a street as we anticipated. Meaning that literally all the people in the houses are locked in as well. Maybe even some of them locked out of their space. I'm gonna go around to the next block. They're basically waking them up right now. It's a wake-up call for each of them. And this is allegedly the humanest way to do it, is with a environmental hazmat services agency employee literally telling you, good morning, it's time to get up, we're gonna throw your stuff away if you don't do that. Right? That's the EHS, who you can ask about their contract at 720-225-9252. Environmental hazmat services, 24 hours a day, getting the most bang for your buck by having an off-duty police officer with us at all times, getting, I think it's $100 an hour roughly. Before 8 a.m., it's time and a half, depending on what the allowance for EHS is versus what the cop actually gets is two different things. All right. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you? I'm reclaiming some things this new year as we get out of the humbug of the winter. Got sunk into the flow of it. If you get a chance to find Virya this morning or today, Virya, the Buddhist.
Oh yeah, I saw her over there.
Okay, you need to know that there is a front living room with probably $3,000 to $5,000 worth of product. Socks, hand warmers, gloves, tents, blankets, tarps, the neighborhood. I dropped off a load and I went to Goodwill Outlet World for my stuff, right? Because you can buy, like, I bought a bushel of socks yesterday. Tweet. There's no way that woman should not be recognized. Oh, they, I should say, are absolutely amazing and have pulled together just some amazing community. The Walla Moms. I was standing there unloading my car, and like 4 cars stopped to deliver stuff. And if you check the Walla Moms, you'll see that there's a significance of sorry folks, getting this fixed. Some pictures you can pull from. You could probably gather enough to see why this potentially top 5, but most likely top 10 storms in Denver's history has a full call to action today to stop sweeping people, which they won't do because it's too, late. But yes. Wow. Wild life we live. And you should look for the residents who are wearing these shirts. I think they'll make some great message photos. I have no idea where they got printed. Oh yeah, I do. Our shop did them. So, but realistically, like, it's about these people. Damn it, who live in the community, and their situation really needs to be solved, and not by like multi-million-dollar living style for all of them. The reality is that it's the buyout options as we grow up that developers have not been required to integrate community members throughout the whole level, right? So instead of building up where everybody gets a place to live, they buy out of that option. And that's what 8 years of mismanaging your development plans will do for you. So how do we make effective integration instead of localized crime areas a topic of the development plan for the next mayoral campaign? These ladies are out here every day. You'd think they'd bring sustainable cups. 3 days this week. MHCD, let's have a talk about that. How you been?
All right.
Anything exciting?
Oh, I don't know. I got a lot of projects in the plate. I gotta go run in a minute for some coffee. Have some coffee with someone.
Have a good day. Oh, you know John over here?
Yeah, we met this morning.
You should, did he tell you about yesterday's little incident?
We did.
Good. Oh, and a fun piece. If the snow melts on St. Patrick's Day, you might find a third Wednesday art walk at Welton Street. What is that, Sprangeling, with the arched parking lot and everything. So we were there last month for the first one. It's supposed to be a monthly thing, but with the snowstorm.
Art walk for who?
Welton Street area. There's a guy named Major
That's familiar.
that popped the first one. So it's like I said, it's supposed to be monthly.
Cool.
So we'll see what happens.
All right. Text me about that if it happens.
Yeah, as soon as I get the artwork, I'll push it your way.
Okay.
Every day. Oh, what's going on here? Body camera located on the side does not get a full picture walking or in the left hand side of that. I really am interested how the dress down of the uniform is supposed to be done when you wake up in the morning, how you care about your job. Is your body camera actually getting everything that you see? Is it centered on your body? These are always questions that we have to ask our employees, folks. Who's getting vouchers for the weekend? Has anybody asked for a voucher yet? Hotel rooms? Snowstorm coming? 3 to 4 feet of snow? They're supposed to be available right now. How many vouchers are we giving out today, folks? Snowstorm's coming. We're taking away the propane tanks. So we really want to make sure everybody gets at least 4 days hotel. There's space at the inn tonight. We know there's a storm coming. Lives will depend on it. People will be getting frostbite. Last snowstorm, 4 people died living outside. While you're talking to the city manager there for the mayor, let's find out how many vouchers we're getting today, huh? Louder to those in the back. Okay. Hey everybody, good morning. Make sure you ask for your vouchers. There's a snowstorm coming. Make sure you get your vouchers. So since the street's lined up here, folks, we gotta go around, obviously. One more time. We got here. Vouchers. How many vouchers are we giving out today, please?
We'll work on it there, Brian.
Thank you. Just making sure everybody that is sleeping outside knows there's vouchers available.
Working on it.
Thank you.
Hey, do you know where the like the coffee table and stuff is for the folks?
Right there.
Is it down here? Thanks.
Yep. On it, Brian. Thank you very much, folks. That's right. Speak the truth, speak it loud, speak it proud. Make a difference in the world around you. We got a little ways to walk to get to the coffee table because it's, you know, on 13th and they closed the whole street. the sidewalk, everything. So we're gonna walk around. Don't worry, we'll come back to the traumatic displacements and the other things, but you need to know about Viria. And just in case people like Kevin Beatty are paying attention and listening to the stream, reporters from other prime time sources, we want to make sure that all the pieces of the puzzle are getting put together. And the fact that they're moving today in this location, singular, definitely means 5 days of vouchers. Storage, get those things going. We're going to go back with the microphone in a little bit and read aloud the email that we want everybody to be sending the mayor's office, their council representatives. Those links will be shared. No updates are because they dump them. The people who are traumatically displaced at a sweep are absolutely put up for a couple of days, and then they're dispersed because
Yes.
we can't find them once they leave their hotel rooms until we find them at the various new camps that pop up.
I'm supposed to take a tent to Tuesday from yesterday. I mean, they were going to go to an alley. I don't know where they are, so I'm going to have to find them. The one that lost her tent
Yeah,
and then lose it, they trashed it on her while she wasn't there.
yeah.
So, I mean, I hope she has a tent. I think she has friends too. But I have a tent for her. I can't find her. That's it. You can't find them.
And
yesterday that has frostbitten finger, tip, and he needs to go to the hospital. Where'd he go? I don't know.
yeah, and yesterday was pretty rough because of the locations, and they tried to create a fourth.
They tried. Yeah.
Everybody was around in different spots, so it was a rougher day.
It was. It was really hard from the beginning. It was hard. There were folks having a hard time with the whole thing. You know, unhoused. It was really hard on folks.
So we did a call that we kind of came together with a plan to action yesterday. I think you've seen the results of that.
Wow. Yeah, so grateful. So much came in. Donations and money. I went to Walmart and got a bunch of tents, tarps, and sleeping bags. And other folks, you went to Goodwill and got a bunch of stuff. Jess went on next door. And I mean, it's just like we've got a ton of stuff.
I was at her house, right? We were chatting while I was unloading the car to take a quick little video on Twitter of everything that I gathered. And 4 vehicles, maybe 5 or 6. I lost count. I could tell you because I could go back and count the signatures I gathered on my ballot issue. But there was just a half dozen at least, you know, roughly, people coming in, dropping stuff off, just bags of clothing, making relationships and connections. This one family, like,
people care.
Having
you gotta
it.
give them an option to do it, a way to do it, and they come out. Community comes out. They'll give whatever they can. There's going to be so many folks, you know, and plus we need to go out with the tarps because if there is heavy snow, there is a danger of the tents collapsing in on people. And it sounds like, oh, then they'll just, you know, get out of there.
No.
There are some cases where they collapse in the middle of the night and they die.
So so what do you need for that? Do you need some poles or?
A bunch of ropes and tarps and stakes. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure they know this, but I'm going to tell them, hopefully, that, you know, pitch their tarp a little bit so the snow can come off.
Uh-huh.
You know, if there is a lot of snow, if it doesn't snow and just rains, that's great. Tarps will keep them dry because once they get wet and it gets down to 30, it's
Right,
bad.
right. We got
Socks and gloves, didn't you?
I got socks out at least a bushel.
Yeah.
Right? There was two grocery bags full of socks.
That's so important. Dry socks to prevent the frostbite. So important.
And then there's 2 giant bags with blankets. There may or may not be, you know, some raincoats or whatever that. But I definitely got some blankets, over a dozen, like about 100 pounds in blankets.
Wow. That's crazy. That's great. That's so good.
Right? Because that was $50. 100 pounds in blankets at 49 cents a pound. Right?
That's great.
It makes and we know that they're just going to throw stuff away. So until we get them to change their thing, we're going to be sustainable as best as we can about the way that we do it.
Right.
Right? Give it a
Right.
second life before it goes away forever.
Right.
Landfill and all that jazz. So,
Very good. I wish they had. Well, I have gotten tents from Goodwill. It's just I needed to get a bunch.
right, no, for sure. And I
So I
think
had to
that
buy them new. So
and I think that that's important. I think there's a couple of surplus stores we might struggle to consider, but it might be there's always moral and ethical values where you shop, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I know Costco has got the big water jugs coming out, the 25 gallon ones or whatever. And so if we need that, I've got a black card, so we get a rebate on it to help pay for the next year's card. And those I saw them in the store. I didn't get a price on them because they were still in boxes.
yeah.
But hopefully,
We
I
have
get.
to start thinking about that because the water, I'm going out and delivering water is like really, anytime the weather gets a little warm, I mean, it's really important to get water out.
Yeah,
And we need
and
more recyclable water bottles.
So-
they go. And people, actually, I go back out to a camp, they still have my water bottle I gave them, and we fill that up again. So I'm saving lots of plastic out there. That's great.
I had to highlight that one, save that one. Oh, that just makes me want to cry, because that's it.
I know, when I see it, I go, oh yeah, they're saving them and,
Yeah.
and getting them refilled, and it's really nice.
And then, so we also got a canvas bag full yesterday
Oh.
of coffee cups, water bottles. There's some plates and bowls in there as well, because you just got to get it. And I even found like a heating stand for like one of these sternos or whatever. It's a metal with folding legs.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
gave
yeah.
me one before.
So,
That's awesome.
so
It can be used for cooking and heating.
yeah, so we're doing what we can. I also stopped at a business to ask them to save their 5-gallon paint jugs when they clean houses. And I'd give them $1 or $2 or something like that. But this is a new item, folks, and I want to highlight this today. Because with the snowstorm coming, with the change of weather, this could be a duplicated item that you do with your communities. And that's these cinder blocks. When we create these aluminum cans, when we create the warmers, the heaters of various fuel sources, one of the disadvantages is that the item gets really hot. Unless you use a double-walled, so I was told yesterday by a human being called Cake, that if you use a double-walled stainless steel bucket, what you get is something that's safer. But these cinder blocks, what you can do with them is you can then put the can on top of it so it doesn't melt a hole in the plastic or get too hot for that.
Well, and also, this is a new thing we're trying. We're going to put them inside here, and hopefully this will radiate out. You know, put a sterno right in here.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
It'll be like the clay pot, so it'll heat up and radiate out. I don't know. I'm just giving this a try. It's the first time.
So,
But when we make our heaters, we have one heater that we do. We make it, and then we put it inside another can to make sure that they don't burn their hands. And it's one of those, there are several different kinds of heaters, but this is a cardboard with cotton, and then you soak that with hand sanitizer or any kind of fuel, and then that'll burn. It'll burn hot, but you got the other can around it. So yeah, we just keep learning from the unhoused how to make the best heaters.
I was told soaking the cotton strips or your wicks in salt water and then letting them dry changes the way they smoke,
Yeah,
and
I
it
know.
makes them last longer.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I know. It's cool.
So lots of great learning lessons going on.
Rocket stoves. I don't even know if that might be too industrial, but it's pretty easy.
Yeah,
And you put your fire down here and you get your cooking service on top.
that's definitely. I don't know if the viewers will be able to see that very well because of I can see the tree on the screen, but tilt it up a little bit toward me, a little bit more.
What's that?
There we go. Oh, that's perfect. So that's a rocket stove, and basically you're just using cinder blocks and ash or charcoal and fuel.
Stands, but the actual, basically the oven's in there. And then,
Right. Yeah, so it's out of cinder blocks, so that's a good thing, for sure. And then, can we see, are any of these, No.
Those are ones that got yesterday.
So here's what I'm telling you. These are the kinds that we want to save
Right.
so that we can print on them before we give them out.
Right.
As my thought process of for your efforts as well when you get the Viria or Mondays or whatever you're gonna
I'm
do.
not gonna say very on there.
Obviously, but
Monday night mutual aid.
Monday what?
Night mutual aid.
Monday,
Right?
Monday night mutual aid.
Something. We don't know yet what we're gonna write, but that's what it's about. Monday
Yeah.
night.
Okay. Cool.
To be honest, okay. It's a circle. Yeah, gotcha.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing,
I'm wonderful.
Brian?
I'm Ray Ann. I'm Ray Ann.
Ray Ann. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'll give you.
Are you a journalist?
Yes, I'm Cut the Plastic. I'm live currently on YouTube,
Okay.
and we're expanding next month into a new platform called TrueTube.
Okay.
I've been dabbling in a little bit, but what we're really getting is an app on Roku and some other upgrades to our infrastructure that allow me to broadcast from there live and stuff like that more effectively. I've been following the homeless plight for well over a year.
Would you mind doing an interview?
Sure.
All right. So, do you want to be anonymous or?
Do you want to go down there where we'll be in the background of the
I would
suite?
like, if you know where I can get a better view, because I'm kind of pissed off that that the entire area closed. You know, I'm getting, the angle I'm going at is that they're kind of assuming that what they're doing.
Oh, we can't get in there. Okay, so there's two places we can go.
Okay.
So I can show you from here. I think that the alley is going to be blocked off all the way on this side, so we have to go around toward the Chiba Hut right here and hit their parking lot by going around the block this way.
You want to get it?
Or we can go through the alley over this way and be on the opposite side with the sun rising behind
That's
you.
probably going to be our best shot.
Yeah.
Okay. How about a letter from you? If you have one, I'll give it right back.
While we walk, we'll dig pockets
Okay.
because there's just a layer of them. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got a rubber bullet in my pocket.
A rubber bullet from what was that from? Protest from a while back?
Is that a rubber bullet in your pocket? Or are you just happy to see me? That's from this intersection right here
Oh really?
at Clarkson, Washington. The police brutality riots. Oh, we have donuts. Bad cop, no donuts. Oh, that's the MHCS crew. Sorry. Well, yeah, bad cop, no donuts.
I guess that's how you get him to stop eating it.
No. I'm feeling a little squirrely this morning. Let's go around. I do not have a lighter.
Here, this is one of our little ones that you know,
Yeah.
it's just simple. It keeps your hand from getting burned.
This is a heater.
One of the heaters we have.
So
it's
what-
pretty good. You soak that.
What you do is you put a wick or fuel in there. That's cotton balls and cardboard currently. Then you soak it with alcohol hand sanitizer, some fuel oil, whatever your element is. You might put some sand or salt on the base of this, on the inside, so as to help dissipate the heat as well.
Right.
But basically what it does is it creates a heater for somebody inside their tent so that it'll generate enough to keep them alive.
Okay.
Right.
Wow.
Keep them from getting frostbite.
Okay.
Did you guys get away from the tea candles, or there's
No, we do all kinds of heaters.
Yeah, because see, all of it works.
Oh yeah.
The hand sanitizer works, the candle works, a fluid where you put a hole in here and put a wick in it. You might take a cotton shirt or some jeans, soak it in salt water, we've been told, and then let it dry and then stick it in there. And or an actual wick for like an oil lamp,
Okay.
right? So all these are the secrets.
See, this
These
is
have
just
gel
put a
in
little tea thing in here, and we'll drop it down in here. That's why I put a little sand in there to weight it down too, to
Okay.
keep it from falling.
Yeah.
Put them there, and just have a little bit of heat in your hands.
So these are some of the other cans that they use.
We just give them a bunch. You just
Sternos.
one candle at a time. We give them a bunch of candles, and
Right.
just one candle down here at a time, and it'll burn for like 4 to 6 hours. You get a couple of these going in a tent. It helps.
Yeah. So this is the coffee and donut food station. Viria has Monday nights. We're outside of City Hall, and we do the food, clothing, these projects where we build blankets and bedding, padding. The next project's going to be toilets, where we take these empty buckets from the donuts and put a
swim noodle.
swim noodle on them. Yes,
Put it around.
and that will allow somebody to sit on it. Composting garbage bag inside, so that where they're lined up in a tent encampment like this, you have one of the tents that is a bathroom, and people all will take care of their bathroom together as a community, living together, right? And so we can create these with giving them sawdust, which I'm working on, and we have so that it keeps things clean and neat, soaks up waters. We can handle using tricks like adding pet pads for menstruation cycles and things like that, so that all humans have dignity when they're living their life process and having to be out on the streets in that manner. And then the lids go back on them, so it keeps it sanitary inside the tent when it's not being utilized, right? So you can maybe use the composting bag depending on the situation a few times or just once before you have to change it.
Yeah.
And I guess where would they dispose of the waste once it's sold?
Well, then they probably just throw it at this point in life in a landfill, in a dumpster or a garbage can provided by the city. And here we have our first displacements of the day. Let's go around.
Yeah, let's. Oh, and can I get your name again?
Yes, I'm Brian Loma, aka Cut the Plastic.
Okay.
Viria.
Kelsing Viria.
Okay. Oh, and I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay,
She's staying busy trying to keep
Yeah,
other
I
things
know.
going.
I guess I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking. You don't mind me as your image?
No, not at all. No, we're good.
And I like to, on my show, I like to kind of add a place to where people they want to look up more information.
Oh yeah, I'm Cut the Plastic, so that's Instagram, Twitter.
Okay.
I'm on YouTube. I'm on TrueTube, and I also have a channel called Seeking Justice that I'm starting.
Okay.
See, I'm really by degree, I'm an environmental scientist focused on the consumption and infrastructure practices.
Okay.
So, like these people, they don't get garbage service, right? The city who just says, well, we're sorry you got to live on the street. Here's a trash can. Here's a recycling bin. And so when you see all the coffee stand and the donuts and that, she ran out. So I went to the store yesterday, and we're taking more donations because I'm going to go back to Goodwill this morning and buy more blankets and water bottles and coffee cups and all the things that we need, right? I just did a video or interview with Viria, and they, as a Buddhist, recognize the principles of earth conscientiousness and human conscientiousness together. So anybody who has the ability to have a dishwasher or a sink to wash their beverage container in the morning should, because it's morally responsible for our planet to stop creating post-consumer waste.
Yeah. Excessive plastic use.
All of that. So we got to stop treating humans like that too. And so we tie all these things together. That you should see there's an I Am Human shirt campaign. What?
Are you parked over there? No. Are you parked over there, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, the owner's being
Okay.
That's fine.
So we may have to go through around to the sidewalk over there
Okay.
because it looks like this is closed off here. I'm sorry? Can we travel through?
You can travel through, but you can't be on my property.
Okay. How do you feel about what's...
There's been a lot of violence and drug dealing, so they need to go.
So you're
Okay.
happy with what's going on?
I am.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm not going to put you on shit. Because I don't want you to... Hold on.
Yeah. So what you're saying, like the sidewalk should be opened up and shouldn't be blocked?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. That's up to them.
Okay, so...
That's up to them, not me.
This way, just...
You can be out on Colfax out there.
So your property
Or
is
you
kind
can
of
do-
built out.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Or the alleyway, I suppose.
You can be, if you want to be on where that building is, I don't give a rat's ass.
Okay.
But on my property, you can't.
Okay.
I don't want to disrespect your home.
Hey, let's check this out while we get a second. Because this is what we're really here for, right? Brian has a body camera. That's right, I do. So yeah, this is what I wanted you to see, right? So right now what we have is people's houses, their property, the shelter infrastructure systems that they have designed for themselves being grabbed by these bobcats with public works, solid waste departments, and attached to the solid waste units of the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure, while these humans' properties are all being piled up into bags. Officers, what you have are there's 2 or 3 of them that are star. The 2 women here. The officers it's before 8 o'clock, so they're getting paid time and a half right now, I believe it is, to do this based on the contract. You have the Denver Fire Department out here, which calls this an emergency health hazard. You have the city's chief of staff, Evan Dreyer, right there.
Is that the guy in the...
In the blues.
Okay.
Like it's got a nice Patagonia type jacket or something there you might get from REI. So he's the chief of staff for Mayor Michael Hancock.
Okay.
Right? Everybody's here. Everybody has a job. Everybody has benefits: a house, a toilet they wake up with. And there goes the property. One, two, three. Blankets. Blankets, blankets, blankets. You know why blankets are so important? People who are unhoused don't want to go to the hospital when their fingers start turning black.
No.
And so when they get the first signs of frostbite and it's treatable, they don't do it and it starts to decay their bodies.
Yeah.
And we have to convince them to go to the hospital and lose toes before they go to the hospital to lose feet.
Yeah, I'm a nurse. I've seen that a lot. I actually work at a place, and a lot of our clientele are, homeless people, and there's people that came through missing limbs or digits.
So let's use the words housing deficient.
Okay.
And the concept that this is traumatic displacements.
Okay.
Right? Because people who live on the streets aren't unhoused. That's a house right there.
Yeah, you do make a good point.
And what we're trying to do is to change the conversation around it so that we can normalize a new way of thinking.
Okay.
Right? Because we can't normalize this anymore. This is no longer acceptable. And what we have to do is we have to say, we don't want this. Every one of these people needs a housing voucher. By the way, I'm going to use my headset for a second.
Oh, go ahead.
Good morning, humans. Just a reminder. Oh, check. Check. Oh, very good.
Wow.
Remember, we need everybody that's out to ask for housing vouchers. Housing vouchers make sure that you don't die in the next storm. It could be one of the top 5 storms in the occupation of the land called Colorado. Since we've recorded snowfall, in the next 4 days, we're expecting 3 to 4 feet potentially of snowfall to be coming. Please demand vouchers, demand housing. You have a right to it. We don't want you to die in the streets. In the last storm, 4 people died. 30 people went to the burn unit. Last known, there were still 12 people there. 12 people at the burn unit with frostbite. It doesn't have to be like this. Which reminds me.
I do hope that, like, texturing this kind of civic show will just get the public to reevaluate, I guess, how we're going about it.
That's right. We need to reevaluate how this happens. People should be housed when they're moved from these situations. Humans do not want to spend their days protecting their property. They want to have productive lives, have jobs, have families, rise up. This does not provide a solution of rising up. Starting tomorrow, we are expecting one of the top 10 storms in the history of the state of Colorado. Potentially the city's 5th largest storm with up to 4 feet of snowfall. Throwing away your houses is not acceptable. Offering solutions for survival is. I do not consent to my tax dollars being wasted without finding solutions that work. Stop the buyout programs. As we develop upward, we must include these people dispersed throughout our wealthy communities, that all people would have a chance to survive, and that the village mentality would have a chance to let all humans grow. Vouchers are available as they take your blankets, your housing, and throw them in the trash. If you do not get a voucher, We have more blankets and tarps.
What was the chief of staff name again? Michael?
Evan
Michael.
Dryer.
Evan Dryer. Sorry, I'm not see if I can try it now.
How's that inbox looking there, Evan? Should be getting full today. Your citizens are saying stop this traumatic displacement without solutions-driven management. Putting everybody in the same building does not work. There's a reason that the people who came before us said that housing should be dispersed. And economically, we should not put everybody in the same pot. 1 or 2 people per floor as we build upward. There's plenty of room for everybody without pricing the lowest incomes out. Folks, if you want to help, make sure that you consider the fact that I'm going shopping today. I have a Cash App. It's $ cut the plastic. So yesterday we saw one of these EHS employees actually mocking somebody that they were moving. It was very, very sad. Now we have safe outdoor spaces. These safe outdoor spaces are supposed to be able to provide housing, tents, long-term solutions, but we don't have enough of them. We need more of that. Huh? I don't see anybody wearing the shirts.
There's you. You can hear your asshole right down there.
Can you?
You're not you can't really hear what you're saying, but. What's up, Marcio? Good to see you. Cole, how you doing? Yeah, we got some food and hot coffee and stuff at the end like normal.
Okay, cool. I'll go there in just a
Alright, cool.
I'll wrap this up real quick.
That is a human.
He's a very good human. That man is extremely sweet, extremely kind, incredibly well spoken, funny, smart, and he's the one who almost got eaten by the fucking claw machine 2 weeks ago.
That's the guy that they just put the thing around his tent and just ate his tent
Yep, while he was in it.
while he was in it. Almost threw him.
Let's not. We don't need to be hyperbolic because it's all horrible. They were ripping his tent apart, thinking that it was abandoned, and they were tearing off his blankets off his body, and then they realized,
Wow.
oh, there's a human in here,
There's a human.
and they were
in
about
here.
to bring the claw over.
Okay.
But there's
Still.
no need to exaggerate. It's horrible as it is. You know.
It is. It is exactly what it is.
Oh, he explained the path that I'm allowed to walk in. It's right along this parkway. And other than that, then it's trespassing. But we can stand here on this alley.
Section right here on this driveway.
Yeah, but
So
we
I
can't go
talked
into
to him
the
and
parking
got
lot.
him to kind of come to an agreement. I think it was important, right? So he did say that there's always okay to park here, but and if you guys need to, go to the property, if you'd like me to facilitate this working back and forth on the property, but
Okay. So what's the property? Just that half.
yeah. So if anybody's walking through there, he would like me to walk with you, but
All right.
You know, the future.
Well, tell them I'm
I'm gonna go get a battery. Give me a second, folks.
Yeah, thank you for letting me.
Yeah. And if you need anything else, let me know.
Look at this. I like it. You got your badge on. You look sharp, like you came to work as an intentional human being today. No, it's a city badge.
Yeah,
So-
the excise license.
So he's not an actual employee of the city, but he's permitted by the city
Okay, so
to be a security
in
guard.
Denver, you have to have license.
Yes.
Okay,
And we
okay.
actually, so we have Argonaut is a client, Natural Growth is a client, Shiva Hut is a client, the restaurant over here on the corner is a client. So our guys deal with, you know, stuff that they should be, you know, knowledgeable in handling this appropriately. And actually a lot of times, like today, I actually advocated with the general manager here, we talked about it, and I said, let's try and find a way, you know.
Make it work.
Right, yeah, so he said,
Okay.
let's, you know, open up this area right here.
Okay. And I'm a customer, so I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. So I'm gonna be frank. I'm gonna move my car.
Oh, you're okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because I would have just stayed silent and not told you at all until I was
No,
ready to leave.
I appreciate it. I think that, you know, there's always a good way to do all of this. If it could be structured better, that would be cool. Like, if like, hey,
I'll be
you
back.
know, but-
Like that, I told the guy the truth because I was just like, yeah, okay. I respect where you're at. So let's do two things first. One is get the phone in. The second is to get it on the charger. Okay, we're there, we're good. I'm moving it, thank you. It'll hurt my ears, it'll hurt your ears. You don't want to do that. So here's 3 cheers. We're gonna move over, over, over. Okay, so we're gonna go back over there. Had to get batteries and phones, all the good toys for the good boys and girls. Okay, so while that's now operationally charging, give me a second, folks. We're having a little technical difficulties here. I got a plan in my mind, something we're gonna do, and I don't think you'll mind. do 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 do. It's a clown show. Do 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 do. I want to get clown music.
Oh, that Benny Hall music will be great when these cops roll out.
Right? Just like while this is going on. Do, 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 do. You know, I feel like, yeah, I feel like I saw a CD, the music of Monty Python. I should have bought that. That would have been something good to upload and digitize. So, blue backpack, is that Star?
No, he's a friend helping Marcy on the
Okay.
Yeah.
Green shirt.
He has a substance abuse counselor, which is new. I've actually never seen him before, but maybe they're starting to send people out for that.
Well, you know, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Oh,
let's not just assume that everybody's a drug addict either.
No, I really would like more mental health and more substance abuse counselors out here.
Absolutely.
Instead of cops.
Absolutely.
That's
Replacement.
a good thing for me, in my eyes. Although Marcia does not have a substance abuse problem, so I don't know why he's talking to me.
Ah, yes, that's the problem, isn't it? The right people with the right patients. I like that security guard though.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, he did go to bat with us with the Argonaut dude. So
I'm gonna try to get a business card and see if they want to be interested in some of my products and services because I like their employee.
yeah.
I'm Brian, by the way. Nice to meet you. You observing
Yeah.
or are you press pass?
Oh no. Working on.
Duplicate yourself.
We work together. Yeah.
Right. No. If you do it good, you duplicate the work so that the next one can teach the next one.
That's right.
So you got to partner up and create all those systems, right?
Well, whenever the next documentary comes from Message to Mayor, he's going to be the one with all the footage from it. That's what we've been organizing the last
Okay.
couple months.
Well, thanks for including me in the last one.
Hey, I wasn't in charge of the last one.
No, I was. Oh, not the documentary. Not the documentary. I was in the video, the music video.
Oh yeah.
Definitely was in the music video. Because I got the camera and my hair's flying. The wild mane. Oh, so I wanted to look for. Where's Dryer?
I haven't seen him since he walked in. I think he's working over there.
Oh, I got to go back over there.
Well, that's the last place I saw him. He's not
Okay.
anywhere on this side right now.
Gotcha. Hey, I want to say a big thank you to Trisha Music. We're going to Goodwill today. Got an extra $50 in survival gear.
Nice.
Absolutely, that's amazing. No, we got that email for the message to the mayor, or the stop the sweeps. I want to read it to him in case he doesn't check his email today.
Hey Evan, I see you. I'm going to read this on this. Let me just tell you what I had to say.
Yeah, that's definitely one way to do it.
I really would like to get that guy's job taken from what he did yesterday.
The EHS employee
Yeah, he was the one
who mocks people.
That's right.
Yeah, he even raised his glass there. I'm sure that was on my now famous video. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to mix those. It's time-stamped 1 hour.
I'll write it down.
We actually talked about him and he raised his coffee cup.
So he knew he knew that he was the one verbally mocking him in the house yesterday.
That's right.
That's not the reason you want to be famous, you putz. good, but I didn't even know he was right.
Okay, so we gotta talk about a new one of those. Twitter. This is what I'm looking for. Twitter. You wanna see something? I bought a bushel of socks yesterday, and that wasn't all of them.
Yeah, I hear like socks are like the one thing that they really, really need.
So again, big thank you to Trisha Music. Got that on the gram. What I'm really looking for.
When they do this and drop off, do they see how many people in those houses get out?
That's a really good question. How do the people in the houses get out?
Well, I mean, sometimes, like, I know I live in a town where, like, it's a tourist trap, so a lot of times they'll block the streets off with parades and stuff. Usually they give notice, like, on Friday, they're going to close the road down. Do you know if they did that in this area?
Do you see that sign right there?
Oh, okay, cool.
This is a federally mandated notice. It is required by courts that it must be produced 7 days in advance when there are 10 or more humans surviving in one location. Card. I think your boss needs to know how awesome you are.
I am the boss. You know.
Oh, you're the boss?
Yeah.
Well, that's even better because I also
I'll have to get my car's over there, but I don't
listen.
have one.
Listen, here's the deal. I like what your mentality is, and now that I know you're the big cheese, it's even more important.
Thank you.
I do a variety of things: political action, education, screen printing, mask making.
That's awesome.
So I think that you should have.
We do so. So I started this company locally 3 years ago. The reason we've grown so much is because we actually have a holistic approach to security.
Nice.
It's very different. Have you heard of SEPTED?
Not off the top, but tell me more.
It's basically design out crime, right? So we that's more natural security, but we mimic the idea of natural security into physical security.
Okay,
Right.
so I was having this conversation the other day because I want the bathrooms that the public park districts say get vandalized. I think what we should do is we should send the kids in and mural the inside of the bathroom.
Yes, that's what you should do on all of them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a huge thing that we push.
So I'm also environmentally conscientious in all the things that we try to do. When you see Virya, the Buddhist, out bring food, they have coffee cups that are refillable. So they say, bring when I come back, and they bring back their cups and the water bottles, so we're not creating trash in the environment.
You know what would be really cool if we could work together on something?
Yeah.
If we did a learning piece for the public on private property. Because what this would help is avoid people's misunderstandings between public, semi-public, and private, right?
Right.
Because a lot of people, masks right now are a big thing. And people come in and are like, that's my Second Amendment right. But you have to realize, public, private property has the right to put their own policies, manage. Even
Right.
outside of COVID times, they could ask you where and ask on their property. I think what it would help de-escalate confrontations between the public
I love it.
and property owners, so people would understand, coming together, we could all work together better, right?
Yeah.
You come onto the property, this is kind of the expectation, show respect, you'll get respect.
Yes.
And then, imagine if we had we planned this thing out, organized this, a week ago. You came to the property and say, hey, I know this is your private property, we'd like to set up to be able to shoot. And we organize it in a manner
Well,
that...
we didn't expect this, right? What happened yesterday is that they took half the streets and they left the other half open.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
Well, then
we
get with
expect the
them
sidewalks.
Too. Imagine we get with them too and ask them, hey, we're trying to be organized. Can you be organized? Now all of our parties are organized together.
It's ridiculous because we tried that. We don't, but we're working on it. They're starting to let us help to move people, to let vehicles in. They know that we bring breakfast, coffee, donuts, emergency supplies, whatever. We got a 12-person van loaded with tarps, with
awesome.
socks, tents, blankets, to replace all of this.
Yeah.
Right? So, and that was just yesterday. I just raised more money. There's more people coming to go. We're gonna go shopping and buy stuff as needed.
Yeah.
Right? But we agree, and there's a dramatic difference between how it happened yesterday and how it happened today, in parts. Because this guy right here, unpacking his tent, his house, right now and moving. Last week, they were cutting his tent open, and he was asleep under the blankets. They were preparing his tent for destroyal, and found him inside of it.
Yeah.
And he's a good human.
All parties involved here, right?
All parties
of
involved.
us have the room to improve as humans, but also I think improve this process. It's never going anywhere. It's been around forever.
It sucks. It's been around forever.
Right. Why don't we figure it out between all parties involved how to do it better? Between
That's a good
private,
question.
between people coming in to help, and between any other parties involved.
I'm with you,
So-
and I think that we have a lot of people who want to come to the table. Sometimes you get too many and it gets disorganized, but sometimes you have to have the parties that come together, and then they say, okay, city, now it's your turn to sit at the table.
True. Yeah.
And because we've created a plan that you need to start looking at.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in that.
Because here's what happens, right? Everyone has ego, and all of our parties have ego in a sense.
Yeah.
But if we are handling it more like, hey, this private property owner will be at this meeting, government official will be at this meeting, you guys will be at this meeting, private security, we bring these parties in, we have this meeting, and then we execute it.
I got a guy.
Organized. We should work on that.
I you got my card.
Yeah.
It's got my direct cell on it, not the work one, and it has my email on there for the business. I also think that you should have a Ronin machine washable mask, so that instead of
That would
throwing
be very cool.
throwing them away,
You do that, you said?
yeah.
Okay.
So we could do like black on white on black.
Yeah. Ronin or
It's
security.
with the Ronin logo.
Yeah.
Screen printed on the mask, and then I build it. So it's a filtered mask.
Okay.
You see this one here? This is the shit. Because the mask hangs over your head. When you're not wearing it, you can chill with it like this, right? It's air corded. Now,
It's really awesome.
this plastic pull. So when it comes to adjusting and sitting, right now you're wearing, you get that stress on your ears.
That's very simple to tighten too.
And it's not even your,
Yeah.
right now,
Oh.
you can, you got a guy that's working, and he's got 3 or 4 for the day. Because they do get wet and they get irritated. But the idea is, you got to set it 5 or 10, whatever, you got a few.
Instead of 100 masks in a week.
Right. Right? So then, exactly. And then you're washing it. You wash them in bags, basically, so that the strings don't get all screwed
Okay.
up. and get tied in with the socks and tangled up. You know, sometimes that happens with stuff. Some people use bags for the delicates, you know, their night clothes or whatever, if you will. So we, yeah, I'm normally like the guy that goes out and does the canvassing, signatures for candidates running for office, for ballot issues. The fracking issue a couple years ago, I ran an office across the street from the Capitol and oversaw 6 offices statewide. So, you know, that's my normal thing, but COVID, right? This is humanity. The Jesus that I know said this isn't okay.
Yeah.
So I gotta answer to that. And we can't be shy about it, right? Because all humans are human.
It slowly improves over time, but there's still room. There's still lots of room.
Yeah. Look, we had a church. Yeah, you do think. I like your camera pod there with the trigger thingy on it.
Oh yeah, I love this thing.
Does it let you hold it?
Yeah, it's because I do a lot of surfing, and you know, I'm not surfing.
No, we gotta. I'm still trying to figure out who you are and your story.
Well, my name's Rayanne.
Rayanne.
I'm a journalist. I'm starting a YouTube channel on the Rayanne Show.
The Rayanne Show.
Well, you'll probably find under my name, RAYANNE.
You're going there right now.
Yeah. But like I'm kind of very new at journalism. I started like 2 months ago and found out I really like it. I tend to be more of a libertarian, so one of the things I believe is that the state is, I guess, the state has too much power. The fact that the government can come and take someone home to basically they have nowhere else to go. So where else would they be? Public land. And for the government to come and just take these people away, I think it's wrong. So I come out, I get studied, and I like to, show it to the public and let them make a choice about what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that's great. I'm sorry, I got just gonna get this person off my channel real quick.
Okay.
Somebody's causing shit, so. No, I'm sorry, folks. I'm just gonna kill him. He's done with this channel. Man.
I like to
That's Robert Gauss. Attorney, YouTuber, First Amendment guy, or free speech journalist. I don't know if he's a First Amendment guy, but he's definitely a journalist. Yeah. How do I spell that? What the fuck? We're gonna pick you up there.
Right here in Denver?
no, I'm at I like to use my
I never use your last name on the channel.
Sorry, by the way. Sorry.
So, I gotta go read an email real quick out loud, but you got my card?
Yeah, let's
I absolutely can do this, and I can start after the storm.
Okay.
It's my birthday this weekend. I'm going to my sister's. I'm gonna hang out with my nephew. It's snowed in. We'll find somewhere to go sledding, all that stuff. I'm super excited. But yeah, we do masks. I got machines. Like every day I'm stitching, putting stuff together.
That's great. Yeah.
Are we okay down here?
No.
Here, yeah. He did say that this is okay for you guys. He's just trying to, when the store opens, he wants to keep, this for
He wants to make sure to sell them the drums all day long.
So Ryan, I think what you're doing is beautiful.
I'm the one who actually has to
here,
for this space.
educate,
He was like,
and I am subscribed, and I'm
So he did agree
also
to this, which is cool.
going to copy this link.
And
this
he
is-
said if you
this
guys
is their
need
Go to
anything,
my live stream right
Yeah,
now
we
and
can
tell my followers to watch it.
and he said if you guys need anything though, we can still like water or properties or things cooking, whatever. But I'm here.
No, it is what it is. I'm not blaming you for it. Thank you.
Yeah, but if you need anything, I guess let me know. Everyone's been really cool. Like I'm learning a lot, so it's great. I always just feel like, especially on their end, this could all be a little more organized. Like say we all come together, right?
Today, hey folks who are watching live, the 14 of you,
Even like
there's Rayanne's channel.
I don't know. I just feel like it could be so much more.
Yeah. Well, it got off to a bad start with protesting, and then so that caused them to fence
Please
off.
go like and
But still,
subscribe right there.
You're right, but I mean, there's a million.
I gotta go read a letter to the mayor.
Yeah. People on both sides.
True.
But yeah, it'd be good to try.
Okay. I gotta go read this email out loud. It's gonna make some great media. And Rayanne, I'm gonna be back over at the donut table in a little bit. Feel free to ask questions of our friends or whatever as well. And I'll have to catch up with you before you leave.
Okay, great.
Okay.
I'll sit around there. I gotta go to the store in a little bit because I'm do someone for a store.
Do you need help with Cora?
Yeah.
I'm running out of business cards. Cora, I'm very knowledgeable. We are very knowledgeable.
He's got like 700 angles he's working.
There's always something.
15 channels.
There's always something. There's always a way to interconnect it.
Picks me off because like the one subject is being just perfectly evasive. I'm like, I really don't want to have because I don't like going to court.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the other side and be loud for a few minutes. Right. Do 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 do. Good morning, Evan Dreyer. Has anybody seen Evan Dreyer? Evan Dreyer? Good morning, Evan Dreyer. Can you hear me? Just in case you don't get a chance to read your emails today, I want to read the email that you're getting. The email subject line is "Stop Encampment Clean" ahead of this weekend storm. We know you can't stop this cleanup in progress, but we really want to make sure nothing else happens today or tomorrow outside of this location. And we're asking that you please immediately cease sweeps of encampments as the city prepares for the worst snowstorm in decades. During last month's cold snap, 4 of our unhoused neighbors died of exposure, and more than 30 experienced frostbite. This pain and suffering wouldn't have happened if the city would have extended some humanity to our neighbors experiencing homelessness and paused this traumatic displacement until the weather had let up. With the planned traumatic displacements on 3/11, 3/12, 3/16, 3/17, and 3/18, I'm afraid that more people will die or suffer irrevocable physical injury due to the actions of the city. Please hold off on further sweeps. Displacement is unsufferable. We must wait until the snowstorm passes to help save lives. Please, let's make sure that people have places to shelter and to survive. My name's Brian Loma. I'm a resident of City Council District 9. I live in these neighborhoods, City Park actually. As somebody who watches these taxpayer dollars get spent, I have to tell you that I don't approve of wasting money by throwing all of this stuff away and not putting people in places where they can live. It's despicable. Look at this poor human having to drag their bags of their property, their housing. Where's the assistance?
Not really.
Do you need a cart?
No, I'm dragging this to the coaster. No, because I have to.
Okay. Well, they should have offered you a place to live today.
They did offer.
To survive the storm?
Insurance and having a heart and give me time to get it out.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
And they help them doing their job. We're trying to collect the paychecks so they don't end up here.
Well, that's true too.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Here. There you go. What's up?
We should get it on wheels. We have carts to get it down the street, officer. There's ways we could do this better and more logically. Instead of just dragging it. I'm sure we have carts. I know we have wagons too. Good morning. Not on strike yet, huh?
Well, from my understanding, these guys are rumor has it things about going to union.
You gonna go union?
Well, not me per se, but like Amazon was totally anti-union. Seems like there's some discussions going on behind the scenes.
Well, the president of the United States said publicly on international communiques, in the middle of all the things that he's got to do to fix the last 4 years or whatever, Amazon, stop union, but set it on a national message. So I think it's good. We got to take care of people, right?
I don't know. I'm personally anti-Amazon.
Yeah, I don't shop at Amazon, but I do shop at Costco versus Walmart.
But I will tell you this, being an essential during these times has been a blessing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's why I shop at Costco and not Walmart, because Costco provides a benefits package. So Walmart, not so much. So I choose where I spend my money, but I value it. At least you've got.
Let me ask you this: as an investor, if you had money, we know who kind of runs everything.
If I had money right now,
Would you know, for instance?
I'll tell you what I'd invest in. I know what I would invest in. I would invest in the end stage loop processes where all the packages, like that one plastic bag in your hand.
Talking blockchain.
No, I'm talking about that plastic bag in your hand. and how there's no real effective infrastructure to claim it and make new bags or reuse them.
Now check this out. Now I know where you're coming from, right? You're staying true to your game. Now it's a conflict of interest to say this because I myself, I don't buy Starbucks coffee.
Right.
Why wouldn't you invest in it? Because you know that it's a guaranteed money maker. Does that make sense? So you put yourself in a situation where you know it takes money to make money, and even though you're against,
Yeah.
say, Doritos, MSG, would you do a commercial for $100,000?
Well, I might, but I definitely would not be working in this position today.
Yeah, it's a catch-22.
It is a catch-22.
It's frustrating.
That's why we're trying to get the cops out of this so they can stay focused on the rapists and the child abductors and the mass marketers of methamphetamines and heroin, because that's what they should be doing with their lives, not this.
Yeah, no, this is tough, and I don't think we've seen the worst of it yet.
No, we haven't. Have a good day. 31,000 unhoused individuals in the metropolitan community. The numbers are real. The story is real. Some drama going on. I gotta see if I can get back over there real quick. So just a reminder, friends, that this is all brought to you through our taxpayer consumption process and the buyout plan. Whereas businesses built up, they could buy out of having low-income people staying on site. There's Evan. Sorry, I have to do this kind of.
Did you read your email to him yet?
Well, I just want to make sure that he gets. Hey, Evan, I know you're going to be real busy today reading emails, and you might not read them all actually, so I wanted to read this one to you right now. It says, Evan Dreyer, Hancock's Chief of Staff, cell phone number 720-350-8370. A bunch of people might be calling on that cell phone right now. Stop encampment cleanups ahead of this week's storms. Dear Mr. Dreyer, I'm speaking right now, actually, to ask that you immediately stop this traumatic displacement as the city prepares for the worst snowstorm of the season. During last month's snap, 4 people died. More than 30 people had exposure. We know that there's still a dozen in the burn unit at the hospital. This pain and suffering would not have happened if we had ceased the traumatic displacement of individuals prior to the storm. If the city had extended some humanity to our neighbors experiencing homelessness and actually had paused this activity until the weather let up. So we know that there's more traumatic displacement scheduled for tomorrow, the 16th, the 17th, and the 18th. And I personally am concerned that more people are going to die. They're going to suffer irrevocable physical injuries, like losing their fingers and their toes, their feet, because they get frostbite and they don't get effective medical attention. So I and the public are asking you to physically cease these sweeps, this traumatic displacement, until this storm passes, or all of these people are in physical shelters. Sincerely, Brian Loma, Council District 9. Your email box should be getting kind of filled up. You should be getting a lot of calls at your office. You might even be reading these emails and responding to them now on your cell phone. We don't really know for sure. But at least you got this one, because I spoke it loud enough. That was fun. The public wants to know, Evan, do you have a response? Is the city going to remain silent on this one?
I've been asking him if he knows it's going to snow.
Is there advanced housing options being made available today for the thousands on the streets? Up to 4 feet of snow is coming. How are we solving that problem? I'm a taxpayer and an employer in the city. I have a right to the answers. Good morning. The donut table's on the other side on 14th. You're gonna have to walk all the way around the road because the parking lot is blocked off. Yeah, you can't walk through. It's on the other side. But you gotta go to the street and go around. Oh, this is a catastrophic traumatic displacement of the city's lowest income, those who live on the streets. The mayor's chief of staff, fire department, health department, contracts that are worth millions are used on a regular weekly basis. And today it's exceptionally sad because the worst storm of the season and possibly one of the top 5 storms of the colonial period where we have taken over and called this place ours in the name Colorado is about to happen, right? We're looking at 4 feet of snow up to. It's pretty scary, pretty sad. Last storm that we had, a minimum of 4 people died and 30 ended up in one hospital burn unit with frostbite, losing fingers and digits. We believe there's still a dozen of those people still residing in that unit. And we know that many others did not go and are suffering continuously.
We met someone at the sweep yesterday who came up with fingers, and we were like, that's frostbite. You
Right.
didn't know. I mean, and that's just one hospital. Shit.
Yeah, this human being.
I wasn't sure if you were.
No, it's good. These human beings are coming out to find out what's going on, and we want to just be factual about it.
Absolutely.
I don't want people living in the streets. I don't want the trash infestation, so I don't think it's appropriate. But I also think that the way our city and my tax dollars are being used, and yours too, as residents, is not appropriate. Whole message to the mayor campaign. You may have seen a music video that's got millions of hits on it. Message to the mayor by Emancipation Theater and the Denver Supergroup, saying that we've got to stop this. They actually went to like MTV Top 40 type artists and to demand that the mayor create a different legacy. No, they're throwing their stuff that isn't being moved in the garbage. They're hauling some things to safe location, and they're allowing people to unpack as well. But they are definitely they're taking everybody's propane tanks away from them. The things that they'll survive and stay warm and heated. Yeah. And they've already pre-blocked the streets for a couple of blocks so that they can't move into the neighborhood. Yeah, it's a whole series of stuff. You can You can hashtag, I don't know if you're on Twitter or Instagram, I'm a human, message to the mayor, all kinds of things like that. Stop the sweeps, the Denver Homeless Out Loud. There's a block, 21st California Stout, Park Avenue West, a zone, right? And every 2 or 3 weeks, they just go in and they traumatically displace everybody, and it gets filled up again in a week or so. So it's really a catastrophic situation that we've got to create change. And it's through this communication and telling people to go look online and go get involved. There's a Buddhist at the end of the fence line here around the block. They have coffee and donuts. They're taking tarps and tents and toilets and socks and underwear, bras out to people today, prepping their tents for the storm so they don't die. They've got heaters with hand sanitizer and alcohol solutions, all kinds of stuff. So there's like a mini army of solutions, but the city doesn't sit at the table. They refuse to effectively change their behaviors to solve the problems effectively. Instead of having 50 people sitting around for a day, well, John, how many do we have today?
There's 12 cops that I can count as of 5 minutes ago
And
when I looped.
EHS workers, all that. What do we have on
There's
site?
4 EHS, there's 3 Doty workers, Evan Dryer's here, Doty
So
supervisor's
20,
here.
25 people, right? Instead of doing that, they could bring trash cans out and run a truck by every couple of days and clean the place up through self-governance, right? People would live cleaner if they were given the opportunity.
Check out some of the stuff message to the mayor and all.
Yeah, and if, like I said, if you make it all the way around the block to the end of the street, there's a donut table with coffee and everything, and more community just to meet and chat with. Thank you. And thank you all for donating today, for supplying some assistance. As we can see, MHCS is finally doing their job and communicating with somebody who's living on the street to find some long-term lasting solutions. I love your press pass too.
Oh yeah, I made it myself.
That's good. It's funny because like when I went to last time I was at the Capitol, they stormed me. Where's your press pass?
And, you know, the thing is that I wish people would understand is you don't need a press pass to be press.
No, but by doing it and normalizing it to their expectations, we have a more interesting circumstances.
I mean, I do it because I like to let people know, you know, that.
They treat you differently.
Well, no, it's just so like, for example, people who come up to me and record, they kind of like know that that's what I'm doing and that they should expect it. Because one of the things I do, a lot of times when I travel is I keep my camera running because, you know, let's say if something goes down, I don't want to have to like open it up and wait for it to flip. So, you know, like people flip out because they think like I'm recording some kind of weird secret that, despite the fact that they're on public property.
Right.
So,
Well, that's where the security guard was talking about classes about public versus private property and to de-escalate the situation, you have to know your rights and what is expected on either one.
yeah.
Right?
But like, I did one episode because I'm at the bus station, and I always like to have my things running at the bus station downtown because I've seen, you know, cops and security guards mistreat homeless people. I've seen people get beat up on. So I have it get going. And, you know, these ladies freaked out because I dared have a camera that was running, but not recording. So I'm like, well, you know, I can record. You're in public, and I start running, and boom. What can you do about it?
I love it. We need more of you.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I love doing First Amendment laws because you basically go to a public area, you exercise your right, your First Amendment right as American, and, you know, a lot of times someone will come out and they're like this, you can't do that. And I'm like,
You got to know that all 13 people that are watching right now are all the people who are with you.
oh,
You should have like 13 new subscribers at least before the day is over.
Well, tell your audience that I stand with them. You know, y'all are great. Keep up the good work. You know, that's what I love about America. We're free.
That's right. Thank you so much, Rayanne. Yes.
Rayanne.
I'm working on remembering names. So.
Okay, yeah, that's my.
All right, folks. It's 8 o'clock. We're at an hour plus. Still got people just walking around lurking. This woman wanted to come see it for herself on the inside of her property line. But I'm cold and I want coffee and a donut. Because I'm not a bad cop, so I get a donut.
You know what? I'll do donut. Tea and I got it.
There you go. Well, there's food. It's open for all, so.
I got tea. I've been saving for since.
Yeah, wait too long. Send me a message.
Okay.
Rayanne, the city hall should be open. The courthouse is open. Those are all public bathrooms. Just ones.
Yeah, no, I got plenty.
Gotcha. Send me a message. I'm absolutely interested in not only making masks for you, but the kind of conversation where we can bring people to a table and say, let's create change, positivity. Absolutely. I'm talking about public bathrooms because it's a big deal for me. And I'm like, well, why don't we just paint the inside of them so they don't graffiti them? Because people are like, oh man, I know somebody that did that.
You should look in a subtext. CPTED.
SEP.
CPTED.
CPTED. You guys got that? CPTED.
Crime prevention through environmental design.
Crime prevention through environmental
Basically,
design.
what it is, it's a holistic approach, right?
Yeah.
A natural security setup to your environment, urban design, right? So,
Very much.
yeah, we'll see you.
God bless you.
So instead of hardening a target, putting bars on a window, putting spikes on the ground, instead of those things, you involve the community. You have graffiti, you put a big mural by a local artist,
Yeah.
You're having, a lot of times public bathrooms are closed and can be locked, and we'll hear from homeless people that homeless women are getting raped in those, right?
Right.
Instead, change the design of the bathroom. Open doors, maybe a stall, but an open doorway so people aren't locking themselves in there, so someone's not, using that space for crime. There's so many different things that can be done in urban design that would benefit all the way around.
I'm with you because we talk where we feed on Sunday is 16th and Curtis at the Federal Reserve. The sidewalk is a perfect, or the wall is a perfect spot just to lean up against with your plate of food and eat. But there's spikes, right? And it's the urban design mentality they put the barrier in the middle of the bench so that you can't lay down on it and fall asleep.
Right, they call it hostile landscaping.
Yeah.
We want to avoid that, right? We want to bring in something that's inviting to people.
That's
but also
so good.
deters problems. You have a dark area around the building, potential for criminal activity there, light it up and maybe put cool lights in. Maybe put music over there so people enjoy it out. You're walking by this building right here.
Because we love natural grocers, and this is a walking, biking part of Denver.
Yeah.
People that live in dense part.
We should activate this space. Put a bike path, a cool trail, something right here.
Okay, so at the same time, I like it. I prefer it to the rocks that are downtown. Right? I watch people move the rocks to put their tents up.
Yeah.
The boulders. So this is good. So let's stay in touch.
Yeah. I would love to be able, because I've already thought about. I don't have any media outlets, but I would love to be able to do like some type of acknowledgement of private space. Because I think people confuse transitional levels, which are public, semi-public, private, with open to the public. Those are different things, right? Just because a private property is open to the public doesn't mean it's a public transitional. So I think it'd be really cool to do something on that so people just know there's no conflict.
Let's do it. We'll set up a show. I'm not the biggest, but the way we grow is by doing educational stuff that teaches people.
Yeah.
And I got a solid following, people that honestly learn from what we do, and we're learning to make better videos. Your crew's coming, and how many staff you got?
Total 120. 2 years ago, I only had 12 employees, and we've grown pretty good now.
Okay, well,
because we find a lot of people who have that heart, that have the mentality of, we're not here to be cops, we're not here to be assholes. You know, we're going to try and do this the more holistic approach.
Yeah. Okay. Let me look at my calendar and what my timings might be as well to get a sample, put your logo together and give you an idea what it might look like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Have a great day.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. It was a good day, folks. I truly appreciate the fact that it's like, let's find balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great.
You should look up the Shiba.
Is that the...
Japanese, it's a more Japanese religion than Samurai.
Oh, yeah. I'm familiar. I've not studied it as I have, say, Christianity, but I understand the mentalities, and now that you say that, I see where the...
kind of comes together.
All of it. And the name and the logo and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Have a great day, man. Enjoy your weekend. It's going to be nasty.
I gotta work again.
Oh. Well, friends, that's how it works. Morning. Sweeping up the trash. Hi, kids. Oh, that's not the right scene. Hi, everybody. Been a long day. We're gonna call it. End the feed, end the chat. Go shopping. So that's it. Next is that we're going. I got $50 added to the Cash App, so we're gonna go spend that. Buy stuff, and I don't know if you can see it, but I can see my breath right now. I also think I got an order for 100 masks, maybe 600, 5 per guy. Kind of dead seat early. Hopefully that works out. All right, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for being you, and have a great day. Alpha Man, Carol Funk, Human Love Solidarity. A lot of stuff going on in here. Word 'em Up TV, Lost Generations. Everybody, we're glad you're here. We truly appreciate it all. Talk to you later.